I have not watched this. It's interesting. I got this video from my aunt less than 2 weeks ago. I didn't have my own. And this is my favorite person in the whole wide world. It's a long story about what happened, but they needed somebody to go help with her on Wednesday nights because she didn't want to be alone. So I'm gonna share it with you as my YouTube family. My grandmother. This is coming up on the 5-month or 5-year anniversary of her passing. So I'm gonna share with you this video. Just in honor of all my ancestors who passed. Many in this video have passed away. Many have not. We still have lots with us. But this is something that I will always treasure. I'd already watched it, that's why I'm already crying. But here we go. Her tombstone actually says Jaeger, because, long story, but it does say Roby, which was her married name after she remarried a man after my grandpa who abused her terribly, but we won't go into that. She was very loving. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. There she is drinking beer. That was my grandfather on their wedding day. But now I see. She had her mind up till the day she passed. That's my great grandmother, Renota, and my grandma. I'm pretty sure that was her brother, my Uncle Chet, who passed in World War II. I'm pretty sure. That was her brother Ben, my great uncle, who's also passed. There's Note again. It's my cousin Scott at his wedding. My great grandma, and that's who I saw when I was. I legit saw her when I was a child. That's all. That's my dad and his sisters. There I am sticking my tongue out. Yeah, I wrote on that picture when I was a kid. It's my cousin Matt. I have a very large family on that side. To sing God's praise, then when we first began. My favorite aunt and my cousin Jess, Shannon. I was at Christmas time. He's passed. my Aunt Betty's husband. That was the matriarch of my family. There's my daddy right here. I'm pretty sure that's Dad's dog Sadie. I'm not sure. There I am right here. I think we were at a baby shower. Look at the orb in the picture back there. Up in the corner. My grandmother was very intuitive. She could look at somebody and say, there's something wrong with that person. My Aunt Linda, who went up to the mountain with me. Oh, how many do you wish you could really I think they went into a photo booth, my Aunt Linda here. I've got lots of wisdom from my grandma. Looking back, does it seem that when you planned and when you dreamed, you forgot the most important thing? Smell the flowers. My cousin Jess. Take time, and she was just late teenager. She loved her family. It was the first time I saw this since her funeral. This was given to me by my aunt the other week, and I just now decided to play it. My cousin's little case. There's my Aunt Linda. She completely accepts my gifts. My Aunt Harriet, she's passed. Can you remember when you smelled the flowers? When she was getting older. My cousin Jeff. Those two had a really awesome bond. So don't forget my friend to smell the flowers. I was honored to be able to take care of her. She had the most beautiful blue eyes. So yes, that was my family on my dad's side. Like I said, it's been 5 years, but we're coming up on the 5 years. So I just wanted to honor her. I know it says Lois Roby, but she was a Jaeger. Her tombstone says Jaeger. Like I said, she married a man who was awfully abusive. And they decided, my dad and my aunt, and the whole family was on board, obviously, to, she's buried next to my grandfather. And the whole family decided to put, on her tombstone that, her rightful name, which is Jaeger. And it's part of one of the things that I got intuitively was that was the correct decision to make, because she was not a Roby. She's definitely she was my favorite person in the whole world. If I show you, like, if you go back and you see, there's a few pictures of my great grandmother with her, and she was the one who had. Sorry, guys. She was the one who had come to me in a dream. Well, I was at my grandmother's sleeping. It was about a year or so later after my great grandmother had passed. Would have been 8 or 9 years old. A bunch of us grandkids sleeping over. And either I was dreaming or I woke up and saw her. But I heard her speak to me. And she said, there's going to come a point in time where you're going to need to help take care of your grandma. I expect you to do so. That scared the shit out of me as an 8 or 9 year old kid. Like, I just, and her trailer was extremely supernatural. Just put it that way. Um, extremely supernatural. When I go up, okay, my Uncle Butch had passed. I'll show you a picture of him. He's on my wall over here, actually. He was my dad's brother. As you see, that's pretty old. And my grandma's right next to him. And then Jesus, of course, because they both loved Jesus so much. But like I said, I come from a real religious family, folks. So me doing this, me doing this and what I do was a very big leap of faith for me. As you see, none of my crystals are here. They're all outside getting nailed by this lunar eclipse. And y'all know how I roll. I'm going to be heading over to the marina at 2 o'clock today. I think the lunar eclipse is 2:30 something. I actually pulled cards this morning. I sent them to two people of oh my gosh, what I got about speaking curses. Many of us have had spoken curses over our lives. Spirit's not too happy about that. He allowed it for a season. Now, not anymore. Those family curses are going to be broken. That's okay, you're a Muslim. That's completely fine as long as you love God. My word. See, that's your confirmation. Love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Love your neighbors, you love yourself. In other words, we got to love ourselves properly and love ourselves first before we can love somebody else correctly. There's no hate. He was a prophet. He was a healer. He was sent from God, source. And he loved humanity. That's the biggest thing. How do we love? How do we love one another? How do we treat one another? This woman, my grandmother, oh my. When my great grandmother came to me, whether I was in a dream, I heard that there was going to come a point in time where I needed to help take care of my grandma. And when my Uncle Butch had passed suddenly, they had needed to they needed someone to take over Wednesday night. So they had every time filled except for Wednesday nights. And she was in her late 80s, so she needed somebody with her at all times. She could walk. She had her mind up until the time she took her last breath. She had her mind. I have hair color in my hair right now, so I'm not like gonna flip onto what I am, what I look like. But she loved her family. And I was, I knew when my dad called me and said, look, I asked if they had, I called him and said, hey, did they fill all the spots to go see Graham or to go help with Graham overnights? And he said, the only night that we didn't get filled, he said, but we're working on it, is Wednesday nights. I guess me or us sisters are all going to take turns around the clock to go see her. At this time, I had two aunts who were extremely ill. One needed a liver transplant, which she's a miracle in itself. She's a fighter. She's also an Aries. She's still alive. My other aunt had stage 4 lung cancer. She did not make it. So I honor her as well. So, um, when my dad said that, I said, yep. That came flooding back to me of when I was 8, going on 9 years old, when I heard my grandma say, there's going to come a time where you're going to need to help take care of your grandmother. I expect you to do so. And this is 35, 36 years later. Well, not that long. It would have been like 30 years later. I remembered that. Then again, that when you have supernatural events like that occur, you don't forget that shit. I remember waking up and running back to my grandmother's bed and jumping in bed with my grandma. And she felt me come jumping in bed. And she's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Can I sleep with you, please?" And she's like, "Of course." I said, "It's freaky out there, Grandma." And she's like, she just started chuckling. She's like, "Of course, come on in." So yeah, she was extremely protective over her family. If somebody messed with her family, they were messing directly with Lois, and Lois wasn't having it. Uh. She didn't get down like that. She didn't roll like that. So sorry for my tears at the beginning, but like I said, we're on our 5 year of passing with her, and this is more of a time to just honor her and her life and my ancestors. Like I said, I will be going over to the river. I will be going live at 2 o'clock. I pulled cards this morning that are extremely important and a message to the collective. So, um, I already have my cards ready to go, lined up. So, just so you're all aware. Yeah, look at that. Incoming. Um, and I also have an unveiling of a package that one of my subscribers has sent me that I want to show you all. That was absolutely beautiful, and honor her as well. So, um, she sent me a whole care package of oils and bathing stuff and blessing stuff to bless my house, and love. So I'm going to be doing all this at the lunar eclipse. I also will be revealing the name of my jewelry line as well. I got that coming out of my dream this morning. I wasn't sure what I wanted to call it, but I know what it's supposed to be, and it's rather simple, and it's like duh. But I will be taking some pieces of jewelry over there. I actually decided to make earrings to match my bracelets for the ladies if they want earrings. So, uh, yeah. All of my gemstones are outside. They've been, many of them are hanging in my window or outside on top of my air conditioner, getting directly nailed, for the next day and a half. So then I'm going over to the fire ceremony tomorrow night. I'm not going to well, I'll probably take the jewelry with just for the fire ceremony, but they're getting directly nailed, and they're going to get, some river love before they get sent out to you. Every single one of them with a special prayer. Psalm 91, of course, for protection and love from the Most High. Either way, I love you guys. You guys take care, and I will see you guys soon. Like I said, I have hair color in my hair right now, so I'm not going to flip pan back on me. But yes, that was my favorite grandmother. That wasn't Grandma D, who just passed in March. This is a Grandma Yeager, my dad's mom. My other one was also Grandma Yeager. So it's kind of a strange story, but many of you know if you go back through my videos, I talk about the Yeager family karmic loop, which has now closed officially. I love you guys. I will see you all soon. Please hit the thumbs up button because for my grandma and my ancestors who have passed on, who are still watching out for me. Either way, I love you. You guys take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye.